Well, that's what happened those many years ago, back on Friday the 13th. Mrs. Voorhees died, and Jason was just a dream, until someone at Paramount got greedy and wanted a sequel. Not even a year later, on May 1st, 1981, Friday the 13th Part 2 exploded into theaters. On a budget of $1.25 million, it earned $21.7 million at the box office. The intro picks up 2 months later with Alice from the last movie, suffering from PTSD. The opening spends way too long recapping the last movie, only for it to end with Alice's death. Come on, Alice was such a fun character, and I don't know, it feels weird to kill her off like this. I heard a little mixed things on why Alice had such a small role, but it had to do with a real life nightmare. After the release of the first film, Adrienne King was stalked by a obsessed fan.
Eventually, I had a gun to my head, and I was able to talk the fan down.
I'm glad she's doing better. But for Alice's character, this was just such a low blow. I mean, she doesn't even get a really cool, vicious death. You think she's gonna get some horrible death because Jason wants to get his revenge, but no, just was it ice pick to the temple. Also, fun fact that ice pick was supposed to be like a retractable pick. So when he presses it into her skin, it's supposed to like go into the handle. Apparently did not retract in time, and she got a little bit injured. God damn, that sounds painful. But yeah, I can understand if she didn't want to be too much in the movie or something. But why would you kill her off so lazily? Or at least have her come out near the end of the film. I don't know, that could have been interesting. The rest of the film takes place 5 years later. We follow a group of counselors in training at a, counselor training camp ran by Paul Holt, played by John Furley, and his partner, Ginny Field, played by Amy Steele. Now this one, okay, so this establishes a weird piece of the lore for the franchise. Apparently, Crystal Lake is this massive lake, and there's a bunch of camps and homes just surrounding it. But what this movie is really famous for is this is the movie. This is the movie where we finally meet the main man himself.
Jason.
Jason! Jason fucking Voorhees, that's what's going on. Sandra.
Jason Voorhees, the king of slashers. Jason is famous in the world of horror. You don't even need to have watched a Friday the 13th movie. Just say Jason or show a hockey mask and people would begin to know who he is. And Jenny, she does a great job displaying Jason's mindset.
Jenny?
No, what if there is some kind of boy or beast running around Camp Crystal Lake? I mean, let's try to think beyond the legend, put it in real terms. I mean, what would he be like today? And you know, the only person that ever knew him was his mother. He never went to school, so he never had any friends. I mean, she was everything. He must have seen his mother get killed, and all just because she loved him. I mean, isn't that what her revenge was all about? Her sense of loss, her rage at what she thought happened, her love for him?
Good thing she took all those child psychology courses.
Use a little of that child psychology you're majoring in.
Jason isn't like Freddy or Michael or even Chucky. He isn't pure evil. He was a boy born with deformities and mental disabilities, and he was bullied and picked on, and he had to survive on all by himself in the woods for years. The man is running on pure rage and survival. The image of, I guess we call him Sackhead Jason, was inspired by the killer in the film The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I know Sackhead Jason isn't everyone's favorite Jason, and I always prefer Jason with his hockey mask, but second Jason is still creepy in his own regards. He has the overalls, making him look like a good old country boy. He has the big burlap sack with just the one eye hole. It's weird, it's creepy. If you see someone looking like that or chasing after you in the middle of the woods, you'll haul ass too. Tom Savini was asked to come back to do the special effects, but turned it down when he learned Jason was going to be the killer. Yeah, no really thought Jason coming back to be the killer was a smart idea. Not even Sean S. Cunningham, if I remember correctly.
You try to track that on any kind of a timeline, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, it's sad Savini didn't return. I love the kills we got with Stan Winston. The double stab through the bed, and poor Mark who got a machete to the face. The other kills are alright. I think there's the sheriff. When the sheriff got killed with the stabby side of the hammer to the head. You don't see a lot of blood and gore, but the actor sells the pain. Then there's that one kill where the guy's upside down. You can clearly see the dull blade of the dull part of the machete sliding his throat. Plot wise, the film isn't much different from the original. It starts off with a kill, it flashes forward a few years, teens at a camp, mysterious killer, and dream sequence. But I will say, part 2 is much better pace, and it doesn't feel like it drags like the first film. The characters feel like they have more to do than just waiting around to get murdered. Jason is still hidden throughout the movie, but we do get to see a little bit more of him than we saw Mrs. Voorhees. And I really do have to say, the characters are just so much better. And I don't know if it's the direction or the script, because like I said, the characters, or let's be honest, the actors from part 1, the actors save that script. If it was any worse actors, the movie wouldn't be as good as it was. Here though, I think everybody did a good job portraying the characters. You know, everybody felt real, it felt fun, it felt lived in. I really liked Mark and Vicky. They made such a cute couple. And out of the many victims of this series, I was hoping they actually survive. It's kind of funny that the film establishes, like in the good middle portion, that there was this whole bunch of other counselors at the training camp, but a whole bunch of them just stayed back at town. That's why the body count is so low. The final fight with Jason and Jenny is such a big improvement from movie 1. Well, Mrs. Voorhees was creepy and unsettling. She also just kind of felt like a little old lady. No offense to Bessie Palmer. She was amazing. But Jason feels like a beast chasing after Jenny all over the camp. Like you can feel the threat, you can feel the dread, and the scene where she pisses herself. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Most people probably would in that situation. At the very end, where we get back to Jason's little makeshift cabin, which looks very, very disgusting. Jason. I'm not a cleanly person myself, but you gotta learn to pick your trash up, boy. You gotta learn to pick yourself up. And Jenny. Jenny impersonating Jason's mom was such a risky idea. I remember when I was still a little demon shaking when I first watched this, thinking, don't do it, girl, you're gonna die, he's not gonna fall for that. When this happens, this is our only time we see Betsy Palmer come back as Mrs. Voorhees, and it's kind of an odd effect where they overlay her face over Amy Steele's, and it kind of cuts to this weird blackout space. The reason why it looks so odd is that they filmed her small part in her house over a black screen. She only agreed to come back if it wasn't an inconvenience. Even she didn't think that it was good to come back for the sequel. So sad, but I don't blame them. Jason getting a machete in the shoulder seems odd. It seems kind of odd, right? Like they were already planning a sequel or something. Just like the first film, we end with a chair jumper. after they thought they killed Jason, Paul and Janae go to rest at a lodge. And then we get to see Good Girl Muffin. Good Girl Muffin. Look at that little puppy. Look at, she's so adorable. She's so adorable. Yeah, Muffin was a little ball of sunshine throughout the film when she was there. We thought she died earlier, but I'm not sure what that was. But as Ginny goes to embrace the sweet puppy, cuts to Ginny awaking, carried away with Paul nowhere to be found. So what happened? When did that dream start? Is Paul dead? Did they even hurt Jason? It just makes no sense. I mean, look at the first film. Yeah. So Alice, after killing Mrs. Voorhees, she goes into a canoe because she's probably tired and not thinking straight. And then it cuts to the dream. But here though, when was dream? When did dream start? I don't know. Another odd thing is that apparently this was supposed to be very supernatural, possibly, because when the original endings for this film, which I think was shot but it's never been released to the public, is when we see the final shot of the film where we go onto the decayed face of Mrs. Voorhees. Now apparently in the original cut, the eyes are supposed to open up, and maybe this is a part of a dream sequence, or maybe this is them introducing supernatural ideas much earlier in the franchise. Because remember, Jason is supposedly only be human right now. He doesn't really become supernatural to part 6. So what's this idea to maybe show something supernatural? Maybe it was a dumb idea. Maybe it was cut for the better good. Who knows? Yeah, but Friday the 13th part 2 is such a fun improvement from part 1. It's better on the whodunit aspect. It's better on the characters. And while the kills are not as brutal, they're still fun to get invested in. And of course, introducing the world to our big boy Jason, who has many movies that we still have to cover. So until next time, where we are heading off to Higgins Haven. See you all later. Bye bye.